All right, it says I'm live, so I should be live here on the YouTube channel. What is up, guys? Chase Oliver here, bringing you another Q&A stream to the YouTube channel. If you guys haven't already, check out my Spotify feed, Chilling with Chase. Check out Drew Hill Heat Sports and Drew Hill Heat YouTube channels, and also check out Hill Stevens' channel if you want more good wrestling content from me. Spotify, I'm going to start doing some podcasts, especially about wrestling with Extreme Rules coming up. I'm going to be doing an Extreme Rules prediction podcast on Spotify. So I'll let you guys know when that gets updated. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel too, because I will also post the audio on YouTube as well. What is up, Ronin Ghost? What is up, my good friend John? And what is up, Michael Barton? Long time no see, Michael. Give me 1 second. Got to get my chapstick, guys. Oh, man. But yes, Extreme Rules Predictions podcast plus other wrestling topics will be going live on Spotify. Of course, my camera will love to mess up as I sit back down. The autofocus on this scene is incredible. Let's just make sure I'm pulling out the right thing. Okay. So I'm going to pull out my camera real quick. Don't worry, guys. It's coming back. Don't worry. This is just to fix the autofocus. What is up, JMac19? What is up? Hold up. I'll answer that question in a minute. Let me just fix my camera real quick. This is what happens sometimes when you can't run like your actual camera software right away onto the thing. Hopefully my Mac can fix soon, because I would love to start recording again from my Mac. That would be really nice. All right, this should work now. All right, no more autofocus. Beautiful. All right. So let's go ahead and answer some questions that you guys have. Do I think Kevin Durant is a legend in the NBA? Yeah. Why wouldn't he? Yeah, he's 100% a legend. Kevin Durant is 100% a legend in the NBA. One of the best scorers we will ever see. One of the most gifted players we'll ever see. Is there controversy behind him? Yeah, absolutely. But I still think he's one of the best. What are those tattoos? If you like to share any stories, this just means power, Chikara. It's kanji, and then these are just Friday the 13th tattoos. These are going to get covered up soon, but they're just stuff from California, like boats and oceans and stuff like that. We're not going to deal with any Cora Jade slander here, John. That's ridiculous. I don't know why you would come in here and just slander the great Cora Jade. I guess you don't want to be part of the generation of Jade, which is fine. You know, John. It's okay. You don't have to be a part of the generation of Jade. What is up, Venom Hernandez? Hope you're doing well, my friend. What was the first horror movie you see where you regret watching it, knowing your phobia on horror? Probably The Exorcist, because that really freaked me out when it came to ghosts and everything like that. And then like, yeah, probably The Exorcist. Do you think Cora J should have turned heel sooner? Probably later, to be honest. Give Roxanne Perez a little bit of time with Cora Jade as champion, right? Probably later, huh? By the way, guys, I'm getting a new microphone. It's going to be much nicer than what I currently have right now. I have to get a new microphone. I mean, I'll still keep this microphone. It's like useful when I want to do like moving around stuff, but like the newer microphone I'm getting is a really nice one, so should sound better. Do you think WWE will have DC be part of future storylines? Okay, John Jones. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Cormier and Brock Lesnar have a wrestling match in Saudi Arabia, to be honest with you. Generation of CGI Care Bear sounds fun. CGI Care Bear? What are you talking? See, guys, if you guys don't know, I talk to John on the regular. He keeps telling me Care Bear's back in WWE. I don't believe this. I really don't. I mean, Extreme Rules is this Saturday, and if this guy was really back, why is he not on Extreme Rules? I'm just saying. I mean, I think John's just capping. I think he really just wants Care Bear back in WWE. Like John, I know you secretly bought CYN tickets. You don't have to lie. You love Care Bear. That's like your favorite wrestler of all time. Yeah, and I know you were so bummed when they went out of business and stuff. So yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. He keeps saying Care Bear's back in WWE. I don't know. I've seen great matches between the Alpha Academy and the Viking Raiders. I mean, last night's match was crazy. Big pickup win for the Viking Raiders against the Alpha Academy. That's what I've been seeing. But if you guys have been seeing Care Bear do anything, that I feel bad for you because I'm not seeing that. Do you think LeBron James is anywhere close to passing Michael and Kobe? And do you think he ever will? Oh yeah, he's extremely close. Like he's closer than y'all think. Like LeBron is at what 4 championship rings? Has a chance to tie Kobe at 5. Yeah. I think it's very possible he could surpass Kobe and Michael Jordan. But then again, whoever you consider the greatest of all time, that's all personal preference. I'm not going to say you're right or you're wrong. If you believe Jordan to be the greatest of all time, or if you believe LeBron to be the greatest of all time, or if you believe Kobe to be the greatest of all time. And also, it's based off the era of when you started watching basketball and what you consider like, oh, who Michael Jordan played against, who Kobe played against. You get the idea. I'm going to post this on Twitter real quick that I'm live with the Q&A. Doing a Q&A. Perfect. Thank you. Thoughts on the Raw Extreme Rules Go Home show? Did not watch. It's football season, bro. I don't watch Raws. I watch YouTube Raws, and the clips that I saw were really good. I like the ladder match build. I like the solo and bloodline stuff. That's all I watched. When it comes to football season, I hate to break it to y'all, I just don't care about wrestling all that much. I just don't. Were you familiar with Antonio Inoki after his passing? Oh, but even before his passing, the guy's a legend. Antonio Inoki is a legend. He's the reason why, him versus Muhammad Ali is like the early adaptations of the UFC / mixed martial arts. Like that was like the craziest fight, and he's one of the reasons why New Japan Pro Wrestling is around today. Of course, I know who Antonio Inoki is. Come on. Why do wrestlers shave their bodies? Because the hair is like very annoying. You're going to be bumping on the mat. There's a lot of friction that goes on in wrestling. You don't want to shock another person. So that's why they shave their bodies. It's like there's a lot of friction when you're touching someone, and especially you're rubbing over someone. Not a lot of wrestlers are hairy individuals, especially in their arms and their legs. I think John is talking about Gumby. No, Gumby's kind of improved. You know, Gumby did 2.5 sit-ups and he couldn't get up. So he kind of improved. Book 3, where his hairstyle actually looked normal. Thoughts on Dexter Lumis? I love Dexter Lumis. I think he's a funny character. I don't know how far he can go though. Like that's the one thing with Dexter Lumis. Like, how far are you pushing Dexter Lumis? Like, are you making Dexter Lumis like into your main guy? Is he going to be like the main heel? Is he going to be like an Abyss type? Like, I don't know what his like overall role right now in WWE is and what he's going to bring to the table. You know, besides like a funny wedding angle with Indy, I don't know what Dexter Lumis brings to the table. Just being real. Yeah, I've seen the clips with him. I know who he is. I watched NXT. Y'all don't think I watch NXT. The pandemic had me down bad. I was watching like NXT on the regular. What was your reaction seeing Daniel Cormier being the special guest referee inside the fight pit between Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle? I was happy because Daniel Cormier is a huge wrestling fan. He fits well with what WWE likes in their MMA fighters. He's not boring, but he's not boring. And he actually cares about the product, and he actually is someone that, you know, will be willing to do a spot, will be willing to take a bump if need be. He's not above like the problem with a lot of MMA fighters, they want to look tough all the time. Daniel Cormier is like the dad of MMA. So like the cool uncle of MMA. So I'm not worried about it. Yes, exactly. Antonio Inoki did stop Spider-Man. Kanye West is a moron. I don't know. That's my take on it. Is that Kanye West is a moron, man? Like I don't really have much to say on it. It's just that he's a moron for doing what he's doing. Thoughts on Tony Khan not letting talent leave if they're unhappy in their position with the company? If you sign a contract, that's on you. If Tony Khan wants to release you because he feels that you're just burning money in his books, that's on him. Simple. Here's the thing. When you sign a contract, you should best be knowing what you're getting yourself into. That's just a fact. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone argues. Oh, it's not right. Look, if they want to take mental health breaks, they can take mental health breaks. That's fine. I have no problem with them taking breaks Like that's totally fine. I think everyone should take a mental health break from social media or any type of platform. I have no issues with that. But I don't feel like he needs to let wrestlers go just because, like, oh, that's the right thing to do. No, I can't just ask my work, hey, can you just let me go? No, they're not going to just let me go, especially if I signed a certain contract. This is why people need to read contracts. These wrestlers were looking at the dollar signs, but they weren't looking at the fine print. They weren't looking at what needs to go into this contract. I feel Tony Khan has done nothing wrong with this. To me personally, he does not need to let people go at all. That's just me. You could disagree with me. You could say, oh, well, that's not moral. That's not just. But at the end of the day, they signed a contract. If they have personal stuff they need to take care of, oh, yeah. Like Tony Khan has shown that he'll let wrestlers do that. I mean, Heyman Page was about to win the world title, and then he had a kid. And then they pushed the whole thing back one pay-per-view. So for people who are saying, oh, well, Tony Khan doesn't really care about them personally and stuff. He does, obviously, because he let some of his wrestlers, take time off. I mean, a lot of these wrestlers have a lot more time off than they used to work. Like some of these wrestlers, like they don't even wrestle at all. He takes care of his talent. But I can understand, hey, I don't want to release these guys, especially if I feel like they have potential. Like the only way he should release someone is if, like, hey, look, Malachi, you're making too much money. I like you. I would love to keep you, but you're making too much money. I got to release you because I need to free up some cap space. That's the reason why he should let anyone go. He shouldn't let anyone go just because they're like, oh, I want to leave. Why? So you can go ahead and go somewhere else and you make money there? Then I'd be pissed off. Like, I put it from a perspective, like, what if I was in that situation? I wouldn't let anyone go. I would just say, hey, if you need a mental health break, if you need to take time away from AEW, awesome. But you signed this contract, and I need you to fulfill this contract. Here's the deal. I won't add any years. I'm not going to be like Malachi Black. If you want to take the time away from AEW, I'm not going to add 6 more months. I'm not going to do any of that bullshit. But you did sign this contract. You have to fulfill this contract. And if you don't want to fulfill this contract inside AEW, we'll figure out ways that you could fulfill this contract. Simple as that. But I'm not going to release you, especially if I feel like you still have potential, and especially because I feel like maybe you're making a rash decision of why you want to be released. I know people are going to say, oh, that's harsh, that's mean, that's rude, but it's true. Like, look, if Malachi Black was like just toxic to the locker room and it's just like, oh, he can't be worked with, there's no saving this guy, then yeah, I guess I would have to release him. I'll be like, okay, it is what it is. But also, you got to think, like, how much money did Tony Khan put into these guys? And they're asking, oh, can we be let go? Can we leave? You know what I'm saying? Like, that to me would frustrate me. So, yeah. By the way, guys, I see you guys' questions. Just know when I get these questions that are long-winded, I got to answer. And especially because, like, the thing is, when you guys ask questions like this, stuff like this gets taken out of context a lot. A lot of people take stuff out of context a lot. I don't want to be taken out of context when I'm trying to say, like, no, I wouldn't release them. And the reason why is because they signed a contract, fulfill the contract. And if you don't want to fulfill it here, let's work away so that way you can fulfill it. But I'm not going to release you because I still think you have potential. And I think your decision of you wanting to be released may be a hasty one. That's just me. We talked about this, but I'm done with Sammy Guevara and his nonsense. Seems like a trend with him being a problem backstage. The Sammy Guevara thing is like weird. Like, this kid has a lot of potential, like a really, really a lot of potential. He's very fun to watch in the ring. Doesn't really have like the greatest mic skills, but you can kind of hide away behind that with a good manager by his side. He has a good look. I really was high on the kid. I was high on the kid like after the Stadium Stampede match, the first one they did. I was really high on him. I was like, oh, dude, this guy's the future, man. Like, I even said, like, oh, WWE, like AEW better sign into a long-term contract because WWE will swoop him up in a heartbeat. And now it's like when you hear the issues, like first it was the TNA issue, the Impact Wrestling issue. You guys don't remember when Sammy Guevara walked out of AEW that one time when MJF was part of the Inner Circle. The report was Sammy was supposed to go to Impact Wrestling. He was going to be like the X Division champion and yada, yada, yada. Apparently, Impact Wrestling did not like the fact that Sammy Guevara was just not going to be happy with being X Division champion, not going to be happy with anything of that nature, wouldn't put anyone over. Like he was just going to like just vacate the X Division belt. Like he wasn't going to give anyone just the X Division title. And apparently that was like something that was a big deal. And it caught some fire, but like a lot of people were like, do we really blame Sammy for Impact? And really, it's Impact Wrestling. Like they haven't done the best job in the last few years, especially at that time. So it was like, okay, maybe that was like a two-side scene. They couldn't agree. But now the more recent stuff that you hear about Sammy, and especially when you go with like Eddie Kingston, who you know, who does Eddie really have problems with? I know Eddie will cut these like promos and he'll do interviews and be like, I don't like anyone. But really, to be honest, you don't hear a lot of people when they do shoot interviews or indie shoot interviews be like, oh, Eddie Kingston, that dude's hard to work with. That dude's an asshole. You don't hear that. You don't hear that things about Eddie Kingston. You hear mostly positive things about Eddie Kingston. Andrade, yeah, he's a little bit of a headache. He whines on Twitter a lot, but we don't really hear like anything like, oh, Andrade, he was like the worst to work with. It always seems like all these issues, it goes to like Sammy Guevara, and it feels like people, it's like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me like twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, and I'm buying this bullshit. It just feels like everyone's kind of done with Sammy. Like they're like, okay, look, Impact Wrestling, we get it. TNT title thing, we want to forget about it. Eddie Kingston, okay, we could kind of see it, you know. Younger guy, older guy, may clash heads, okay. but Andrade, when Andrade, especially, all he said was, you don't like getting hit. He didn't say anything bad. He really didn't say anything that bad. He just said, oh yeah, Sammy Guevara says I hit too hard. He whined about it. No one else hits hard. It's wrestling. I don't feel like that was something to be mad at someone about. He's just saying how it feels. Look, if someone says, I don't like, look, who likes to be hit? I'll be honest, who likes to be hit? I don't think anyone wakes up and be like, yeah, I can't wait to get punched in the face. So Sammy just doesn't like getting hit that hard. Andrade, I felt like didn't say anything bad. I don't. And it just seems like anytime Sammy's working with something or someone, or they're doing something with him, there's issues. You can also see like it's kind of like out of all the 4 pillars, Sammy Guevara is like kind of like in the worst situation. Jungle Boy, unfortunately for him, you know, he was supposed to get a big rub from Christian, but Christian got injured, and it seems like we're going to prolong that storyline until Christian comes back. Just Darby Allin's with Sting. MJF is probably the hottest act, and Sammy Guevara, he's back where he started. He started with a Chris Jericho faction. Now he's back with Chris Jericho. Like this guy, when he was TNT champion, everyone was saying, "Oh wow, look at this, Sammy Guevara. He's going to be the leader of the Inner Circle." They're gonna reform the Inner Circle. It's gonna be Sammy Guevara's Inner Circle. He's gonna be the lead. Now he's not even the main focus, like the main top young guy in their appreciation society. Daniel Garcia is the main young guy that they're trying to push. It's not even Sammy. Sammy's literally just there. And you gotta think that's like so bad. You like it's so bad that like, oh yeah, he has to go work with Jericho again. It's like Jericho has to be like some moderator backstage for Sammy. Like he has to be like the dad to tell the wrestlers, look, I understand, it may be hard to work with, but once you get to know the kid, like that's what Jericho is probably doing backstage. I'm just guessing. I'm not saying, but just like the way it looks like it just seems like Jericho, like he really likes Sammy. He doesn't want Sammy to fail, so he always has to go and he has to talk to the wrestlers and stuff, put out the flames and the fires, being like, hey, I know he might be a little bit frustrating with the vlog and everything, but Sammy's really deep down a really good kid. That's what Jericho's probably doing backstage, and it sucks. Yeah, but when it comes down to Sammy Guevara, man, it's like one of those things where he's really talented still, which is great. He's someone that's really talented, and I feel like there's still a glimmer of hope for Sammy Guevara. It's not like Sammy Guevara is like completely lost. There's a glimmer of hope for him because he's still so young and he's really talented in the ring. He just needs to mature backstage. He just needs to, like, I don't know, just keep his mouth shut every once in a while. Being someone who's young too, I know what it's like. Sometimes it's frustrating because you feel like no one listens to you. You feel like you get doubted because you're young and stuff. But sometimes keeping your mouth shut is sometimes the best solution on a lot of things. Because 1, it avoids confrontation, and 2, for whatever reason, older people love that. When young people keep their mouth shut. They don't like when young people have ideas. They don't like when young people come at them. They like when you keep your mouth shut sometimes. And the thing with Sammy Guevara, I would normally say like, hey, you know, maybe these guys should listen to him, but it seems like it's a constant trend with this guy. So if it's a constant trend that Sammy Guevara is causing these issues, maybe he should just keep his mouth shut for once. That's just my suggestion as a younger individual too. Fight DC in WWE, not UFC. That is long past. DC is retired. He's a UFC Hall of Famer. DC is not going to get entered their USADA pool again. Hell no. Plus, DC hasn't been like working out. He's kind of chunky, man. He's kind of a big boy, DC. And there's no way Brock's doing USADA. He would probably pop, to be honest. You see the Royal Rumble poster featuring Brock Lesnar in the front? Oh yeah. I mean, in San Antonio, they might do another. Oh, this is the biggest Royal Rumble of all time. Thoughts on Aaron Judge being the all-time leader in the AL for home run hits in a single season? Great accomplishment. It's awesome to see that, you know, home runs are great in baseball. You know, I grew up with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa battling each other for the home run title. That's what made me a fan of baseball in the first place. So I'm glad there's a new generation that got to see something cool and historical. Shout out to Aaron Judge. He's one of my favorite players to watch. I'm glad that guy is the one to do it. To be honest, I really am. I'm not really a big Yankees guy, but I am happy that Aaron Judge did it. Seems like Tony's four pillars MJF has gone to shit. I kind of praised the four pillars just a moment ago because, I mean, teaming with Sting's pretty cool. I think that's a sick gig. Just show up. Sting just gets you a rub. Why not? It has been confirmed NXT TakeOver Halloween Havoc will be Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp in an ambulance match. Who wins? My dog, Julius Creed. Who else wins? Come on. Julius Creed's going to win that for sure. Do you remember when Hernandez, when he got that big-ass force in 2009? What were your thoughts on it? I hated it. I did not understand why Hernandez was getting this mega push. And especially because it's like, so he won the briefcase. He won that stupid Beast for Fire briefcase, and he won the heavyweight championship. And literally, it was told, oh, yeah, he can cash in at any time and stuff. And he decides, like during a fatal four-way, he's like, oh, I got to cash in now. And then became a fatal five-way. And that's the five-way that AJ Styles won the TNA title. And I'm like, what an idiot. But I hated it. I did not understand the love that Hernandez was getting. I mean, he had a good tope suicide, like a good what move? What is it where if he goes over the top rope? It's not a tope suicida. He had a good dive over the top rope. He was very athletic. He had a solid. I don't even want to call his finisher name anymore because I'll probably get flagged for it. He had a solid throwing powerbomb finisher. But other than that, I did not understand the love for Hernandez. I was like, oh my god, like Supermax, like what are we doing here? Why is he Supermax? Like, and they didn't even do any fun, corny TNA stuff with it. Like people almost getting hit by a car in the back lot of Universal, and Hernandez saves them, or do anything stupid like TNA normally does to make me buy into it. No, it was just that he was muscular, he was big, and he was Hispanic. So that's why he's Supermax. You know, it's so dumb, man. I didn't understand. I didn't understand that push, and especially because he just came off as a stupid babyface, and I think his heel turn came like quickly after. I don't know. I haven't watched it in a minute. Do you think Super Mario movie starring Chris Pratt will be any good? Yeah, I haven't even seen the trailer for it yet. I can't judge unless I see a trailer. Yeah, but also too, you got to understand too. A lot of times, a lot of these wrestlers won't be used. You're going to lose people in the shuffle. Did I listen to John Cena's first album? Man, I brought that shit to school. I was listening to John Cena's first album in class in my little disc player. How many true contenders are there in the NBA Eastern Conference? Boston, Brooklyn, Philadelphia, Cleveland. That's it. That's it off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting one team. There's always like that one team in the East. Someone was saying that. Oh, maybe the Hawks too. No, I'll stick with the four I said. I think the Hawks are still. Oh, they got Murray, but I haven't seen Murray and Trae Young. Oh, the Heat. Yeah, so there's five teams: the Heat, the Celtics, the Sixers, the Cavs, and the Nets. Those are the only really contenders there. Has a joke problem. I think a lot of people's problem. Like, here's the thing. I don't think it's a joke problem. I think a lot of people look at the MCU and their problem is a lot of people feel like they're like every movie is going to be lighthearted and funny. And it's like not every movie needs to be lighthearted and funny. I think they have a tone problem. It's not even a joke problem. It's just a tone problem. It's just people expect one thing from the MCU movies, and when they get something totally different, they don't like those movies. Like look at Doctor Strange. I feel Doctor Strange was a pretty darn good movie, but a lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't the typical MCU lighthearted movie. It was like very serious, very scary and stuff. And that's the thing with the MCU. They have a tone problem. They have people believing that the tone should be like, oh, Iron Man sarcastic humor and stuff. I don't even think it's a joke problem. I just think it's more of a tone issue. Yeah, I watched Incredibles 1 and 2. Do you think the undefeated this season? No. Absolutely not. I'm excited for GTA 6. It's been too long, man. I don't know. Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really that excited for GTA 6. I need to see what it's about. What's my favorite all-around WWE pay-per-view? Oh man. Probably WrestleMania 24. 24 or 21. Those are my two favorites. So when it comes, I can rewatch those easily. Eddie Kingston versus MJF is a money feud waiting to happen. Do you agree? The rich versus the streets. Oh yeah, it'll be perfect. Like MJF and Eddie Kingston just on the mic alone is money, and then later on the match itself, they both will do well. Yeah, I think it's great. Thoughts on 2004's weirdest WWE pay-per-view, The Great American Bash? I just know Undertaker killed someone in that show. he killed Paul Bearer. He like put him in the cement. And I was pissed too because Eddie Guerrero's title reign just ended like nothing. What's up, Chase? At 2016, you could see Sami Zayn now. What would you say? I would love him. 2016, Chase would love Sami Zayn now because he's actually a character. He's not someone like, oh, look at me wrestle. I'm happy to be. Sami Zayn's problem back in like 2015 to 2018 or like 2019 was that he wanted to be a good wrestler. There's a lot of good wrestlers, Sami Zayn. Be something else. Then he came back in 2019 as a conspiracy theory guy, and I loved it. I was like, dude, this guy finally gets it. He's using not only his good talents in the ring, but now he's a character. Like before this Bloodline thing, I was rocking with Sammy when he had the video for Logan Paul. He tried to convince Logan Paul, just some random guy who would have no reason to believe him. Like there's a conspiracy against me at the video. That was great. I love that. That was good, Sami Zayn. And then he goes on and does the Bloodline thing. So yeah, man, I love Sammy, man. Sammy's like 06 Orton. Yeah, that's a good comparison. Do you think Avatar Aang should have ended Firelord Ozai? No. Why would Aang kill someone? What are some songs that you listen to age poorly? Anything Eminem. Who did Austin Theory piss off backstage? Ever since Triple H took over, this guy has been booked like shit. I think Triple H is just not a big Theory guy. I think it's obvious when you see the booking. What's up, Jacko? Are you surprised about how Mahomes has performed with his current Chiefs offense? I'm just gonna say, yeah, I am. You know, I thought like he was gonna take a step back because he didn't have his weapons, but you know, Mahomes is just one of those quarterbacks. You know, he just elevates the talent around him. He's really, really damn good. That kid is. I recently rewatched a Q&A we crossovered back in 2017. Blew my mind how different everything was like when Sami Zayn was an Uber driver. Yeah, he was an Uber driver. He looked like literally an Uber driver. I was like, oh yeah, let me call him an Uber driver. It's Sami Zayn. Yeah, there I was mainly thinking WWE was the rumors that you could fight DC at can I read at Crown Jewel? Okay, cool. What was your reaction to Matt Morgan booting Hernandez's Nick towards the rain post? I do not remember. Did that start Matt Morgan's heel turn? I remember Matt Morgan. They try to push that guy too. You awaken the sleeping giants. Like, oh my god, I don't even remember that, man. Sometimes the funny thing about TNA, a lot of their years blend together, especially once like Matt Morgan comes around. Like you could just tell me something happened in 2010, and I'll think that happened in 2009. Do you remember when his theme was some TNA character was literally a plane crashing? Oh, that was That was Davari's theme. That was like the most craziest theme song I ever heard. Like I could not believe that they had the plane crash, and they even had the they even had like the people on the radio saying we are going to crash. We are going like, oh my goodness, man. TNA had some wild theme songs, like especially the Voodoo Kin Mafia. Remember the Voodoo Kin Mafia, Daddy Ass and Road Dog, or BG James and Cute Kip. Remember that when the Voodoo Kin Mafia was calling, it's like 911, what's your emergency? Help me there. You know what? Oh, dude, that's a deep cut right there. You think they man, that's a deep cut with Vince? Because that's what the Voodoo Kin. Oh man, that's crazy. That just popped in my head. If Sami Zayn turns face, could we see him go back to his short hair? Maybe that's something that works in the Steam. Maybe Kevin Owens says, "Hey man, Sami, you need a haircut. You need a haircut before you team with me." That was a terrible KO. I used to do a pretty damn good KO, not anymore now. If for some odd reason managing one of these two would guarantee the Chargers winning the Super Bowl, would you rather team with Garbage Man or Care Bear for it? Garbage Man? Actually, I would team with Care Bear because I wouldn't have to do shit. What, get beat up, hot tag, and then he runs around like an idiot? Sure, why not? Are you going to see Beverly Hill Cops 4 when it comes? What the? They need to stop. This is ridiculous. 4? Ugh. How long do you think it would take for DC to fix themselves? Which one are we talking about? The comics or the movies? The movies, I mean, they're starting with Black Adam. Here's the thing. If you guys have any DCEU questions you want to ask about DC and their movies and stuff, just give me time to watch Black Adam. When I watch Black Adam, I'll tell you. Because Black Adam's the new starting point. This is the new starting point for DC. I ain't gonna judge them until I see their new starting point. That's it. I can't give them advice either. Because I need to see what Black Adam's all about. I remember back in the day, I used to say Steven Smith's old name in school, not realizing it was a curse word. Oh, yeah, F you? That's an attitude adjustment. What's your favorite, WrestleMania 31 or 32? Oh, 31. 32 is ass. 32 starts off really, really good. Then after Lesnar versus Ambrose, it's trash. It's just such a bad show. So bad. 31's great. 31's a really 30. The only flaw for 31, and it's so funny, everyone loves 31, but they just don't realize that like all the wrestlers they've hated for years won. Orton beats Rollins, Triple H beats Sting, Cena beats Rusev. And it's like so funny. It's so funny because people are like, "Oh yeah, this was great. This is where the future gets launched." Only one young guy won on that card. That was Seth Rollins. I feel like the only other young person that they featured that they still use is Ronda Rousey. But still a great show. Great overall wrestling show to watch. But a lot of the winners on that show just haven't produced anything. I think the MCU should be allowed to be weird. If every movie felt the same, it'd get dull. But that's the problem. The MCU has had too many movies with the same tone, so people expect that tone. That's what I'm trying to say is that like they haven't really like spread out to the different tones. Because like you gotta think from after the first Doctor Strange, we went from like Thor Ragnarok to Ant-Man 2 to the 2 Avengers movies to like what happened in between. I'm sure there was one movie in between, but we went through that, and they were all just like the same tone, comedy, funny, have a good time type of tone. And that's the MCU's fault because people expect that now. They're expecting, okay, well, that's the tone we're getting from the movies. Now you keep changing it up, and it doesn't work. It's like Star Wars. A lot of people like the reason why a lot of people love that is the tone's the same. Tone matters a lot. Isn't it me or does it seem like they're building Kevin Owens to beat Roman with the help of Sammy? That'd be kind of cool to be honest, but I think they're more building towards Kevin Owens and Sammy winning the tag titles. I do think that Roman Reigns will get pinned inside War Games, though. That's my hot take. If there was a body workout you could have had an anime character, who would it be? Mine would be Eren Yeager. Oh, if there was a body, give me Bakugo's body from My Hero, dude. He has some jacked ass arms. Who's in the Red Hood? What Red Hood? We talking about Batman Red Hood? Jason Todd? Hot take: the ending Avatar had was perfect. Which Avatar? The blue people or the Last Airbender? The Stranger Things on hold, season 5 coming soon. Will you be binge watching the Netflix series? I watch Stranger Things. What do you mean the Netflix series? I don't really binge watch series, man. I take my time. I like to appreciate shows nowadays. Do you think Undertaker should have stayed with the Dead Man gimmick and not having the American Badass gimmick, all because American Badass has nothing to do with the Dead Man? It's kind of hard, man, because a lot of people hate American Badass, but you kind of see why Taker went that route during the Attitude Era, because really, to be honest, he needed to find a way to connect with the audience in a different way. And it came down to that. Hey, let me ride a motorcycle. So yeah, I think the gimmick is fine. I don't think he needs to stay as the Dead Man because, well, in the Attitude Era, and granted, yes, in the Attitude Era, he was also the Dead Man, but he wasn't connecting. Everyone was just kind of like gravitating more towards Austin, the Rocks of the world. So he decided to change. Do you think Vince McMahon was shitting on Rhodes' legacy with booking Cody Rhodes to lose to Roman Reigns for the titles? So here's the thing: a lot of people did not read that report correctly. He just didn't have plans for Cody Rhodes to face Roman Reigns or Roman Reigns to lose the titles. There was nothing in the report that said Cody Rhodes was going to face Roman Reigns and lose. If you can show me the sentence there, Ronin Ghost, where it says Cody Rhodes was set to lose to Roman Reigns, then fine. But what I read, it said there's no plans, internal plans of Cody Rhodes becoming the Universal Champion during the summer at the time of his injury. And in fact, even later in that report, it says that Roman Reigns, the idea of him losing was during the summertime. I can't wait for the White Rabbit return so we can get those classic chase rants. I love the Fiend is dead. I swear, man, people love the Fiend. So like, I don't know how much you guys have uploaded on YouTube, but you get like the little YouTube stats of like what videos are being watched every week and stuff like that. And I swear to God, man, I don't know what it is. I will get like 10 views every week on the Fiend is dead video. Like everyone loves that Fiend is dead video. It's like the funniest thing. Like, dude, I hope the White Rabbit is not oogly boogly. I'm so sick of this dude. Like, uh, but it is. And it's such a try hard way to get this guy over, man. It's so try hard. It's so Bray Wyatt. Oh, let's do all this stuff. Let's all do this mystery mumble jumbo. We're doing all this crap just for this guy to get over. And guess what? He's going to come out. And guess what's going to happen? He's going to have a big reaction. And guess what will happen? He'll be in another feud. And it'll be the same feud where he's going, anyone but you. He's doing the same junk over and over again. And then what happens when the bell rings? It's a usual Bray Wyatt match. He'll have one good match as the Fiend. He'll get carried, most likely against Seth Rollins or something. But no, it'll just be the usual Fiend match. I get people miss his promos. That's fine. That's fine. If you like his promos, absolutely. I get it. Not for me. I used to make fun of those a lot. Not for me. But when it comes down to just overall, like what we're doing for him, it's so try hard. Just have him come out. Like, why are we doing all this junk? Like, just have him come out. Just have him come out and go oogly boogly. And like the thing, I so stupid. Do you remember the crazy LAX and Daniels and AJ feud? Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite TNA feuds, bro. Like that Ultimate X match is one of TNA's like hidden gems. At No Surrender, I want to say, dude, like, AJ Styles, dude, to this day, I don't know how he made that jump. I thought he was going to literally kill himself when he made that jump to the middle of the X. But yeah, no, that also was like one of the first feuds where it's just like, TNA actually did something like that was going on with the times, with everything that was going on. And LAX got hot. People like to think that AJ and Daniels were the baby faces. No, LAX was getting cheered. That was a good ass feud. I loved LAX versus AJ Styles and Daniels. Great matches too. You can't find a bad match in that feud. Yeah, I literally thought that's funny. Who's a wrestler that's popular right now that you just don't get why? For me, it's Finn Balor and Liv Morgan. Daniel Garcia. I just don't see it. I don't know. Is he popular? I guess. He's the only one right now. It's only a matter of time on Saturday till we see the whole the White Rabbit Extreme Rules. Dude, knowing WWE, they're going to save that. They're going to save the White Rabbit for the season premiere of Raw. Like, we're going to finally see the White Rabbit. It's going to be season premiere of Raw. It's going to be oogly boogly. What match of Extreme Rules do you think is going to main event? Should be the ladder match, but I don't know. Ronda Rousey might main event. One of the two women's title matches, I'm going to lean towards the Raw women's title match, but I wouldn't be surprised if the SmackDown women's title match that is named an Extreme Rules match main events. So one of the two title matches should main event, but since the SmackDown women's title does have Extreme Rules to it, might main event. But then again, too, it depends on how the fight pit's set up. Maybe the fight pit main events. I hope Black Adam is good. DC has so many great characters and stories that translate very well if written right. Yeah, I know, I agree. If Jake Paul beats Silva, can we finally get a Jake Paul appreciation stream? Yeah, CPZ will do it. I'm a man of my word. I'll do that. I'll do a Jake Paul appreciation stream. We'll appreciate his boxing and everything like that. Yeah, I'll do that. Does he not have a face? I don't know. That's good for Dr. Disrespect. I'm glad streamers are getting opportunities like that. That's cool. Were you ever disappointed seeing fans calling WWE racist over Becky Lynch squashing Bianca Belair by not seeing any point to it? My skin tone is white. I'm just saying, Ronan goes, when it comes to these type of questions, I felt it was messed up what they did to Bianca Belair for sure. For sure. What they did was absolutely messed up. But as far as my perspective, I'm not going to give you a good answer. I hate to break it to you, man. It's just, look at my skin color. I'm white. I'm not going to, when it comes to like, what I'm trying to say is this. I don't know. I really don't. I can understand why African Americans would be upset with how Bianca Belair lost. But I don't know how the whole situation, the whole story of it. You get what I'm saying? I just look at it as I'm a fan of Bianca. I like Bianca Belair. I think she's one of the most talented women I've ever seen wrestle. And I was pissed that she did the job like that. I didn't look at it from that type of perspective. Because once again, I don't understand all that. My skin color's white. So I'm not going to be disappointed if a fan called WWE racist. Why would I be disappointed? They may have some validity to think that. I'm not going to be disappointed. No. They have every reason to think if WWE is racist or not. But once again, if you're asking me, if I'm disappointed, if I'm upset, once again, when it comes to talking about stuff that is racially sensitive, you got to remember my skin color. I'm white. Sure, I do have some Asian demographic behind me. When I was tanner and I had my curly hair, I did get confused a lot of the times for being, someone of Middle Eastern descent, especially with my nose. If you look at me in a certain angle, I get it. I understand. But at the same time, I can't give you a full detail about it because there's a lot of problems here in America. And a lot of it is for a lot of different reasons. But when you come and ask me, Chase, was I disappointed fans calling WWE racist? I don't know. Because they have every reason, if they feel like it's a racist move that they did, they have every reason to say that. Because once again, I'm white. I know this is more deeper than you thought, Ronan goes, but you just got to understand when you ask me about racism and everything like that, my answers are going to be this. I'm white. What do you expect me to really say about it? I have never really experienced harsh racism. I don't know what that is. I'm learning what it is. I'm trying to learn from other people and be open to what racism is. Don't get me wrong, I'm open to it, but I'm not going to be disappointed into someone if they think this person, that person is racist. Heck, I'm pretty sure there's some people out there that think I'm a racist. I don't know where I've shown that, but I don't know. But that's what I'm trying to say, man. It's like when you ask me these questions, if I should be disappointing someone, why should I be disappointing someone? Why should I be disappointed in someone if they think WWE is racist? That doesn't affect my viewing of the product at all. If they want to educate me, I am more than welcome to listen. I know a lot of people don't think white people like to listen. Guess what? You found one of them. I like listening. I like hearing what you have to say. I like learning what you have to say. But once again, if you ask any questions about, Chase, were you disappointed? WWE's racist? Da, da, da. I can't give you an answer because, once again, I'm white. Yeah, man. Like, what kind of question was that? If Dixie Carter was sitting next to CM Punk during that media scrum, how would the internet have reacted to her? Dixie would have not let that shit happen. Dixie would have been like, oh, darling, Phil, you can go to the back, Phil. Isn't he such a hoot? Phil, he's always such a hoot. He's always so funny and charismatic. And Phil would be screaming and stuff. And then Dixie's like, we'll talk about it later. Let's get the tag team champions. Let's get Swerve and Agori out there. Thoughts on Chris Barnett and the UFC? Chris Barnett. Isn't that the guy that like missed weight? Isn't he like the guy that does crazy dances? That guy's fun to watch. I'll say that if it is who I think it is. Sometimes you guys gotta understand. I watch so much. Yeah, it is. Fun talent. You know, he's never in a boring fight. I'll say that. Never in a boring fight. Oh, you're such a troll, bro. Do you agree with Jake Roberts when he says, without me, there is no Undertaker, without me, there is no Steve Austin? I even helped Shawn Michaels as I could. In a sense, yeah, because he gave them promo advice. What's up, Amir? Is this the first time Kevin Owens is a face? No, he was a face a couple times. He was a face against Roman that one time. Who comes out on top in a dream bout between Drew McIntyre or The Rock? I have never dreamed about Drew McIntyre versus The Rock, but The Rock. Almost easy. That's a dream bout. What the hell? Drew ain't there yet. Would you lick Donald Trump feet if he'll give you $15? $15? The fuck? No, he has to give me at least like 50 million. I don't know where those feet are. Dude, he is definitely a guy that don't take care of his feet. Donald Trump probably has like toenails that are like curling and stuff. $15? That's nothing. I wouldn't even kiss anyone's feet for $15. Do you know there's another Vince McMahon documentary in the works alongside previously announced Netflix-led project? That's cool. I don't know if we really need it, but that's cool. Now that Aaron Judge has broken the AL home run record, would you keep the ball? Oh, I'm keeping the ball. There's not even you would be an idiot just to give up that ball to say hi to Aaron Judge. Screw that. Get it verified. Check yourself. You notice how they didn't show that? Like normally baseball, they like to show who caught the home run. Oh, they're protecting that person's identity. They are protecting that person's identity. I would not be surprised if security, first thing they did is grab that individual so that individual could be placed in a safe place, not only to get the ball verified, but to also make some negotiations going. They did not show who caught that ball. They don't want that person's face shown because that ball is valuable. So here's the thing. I am keeping that ball. I will not care what anyone says. I am keeping that damn ball. They will have to tear me kicking and screaming. But I'm asking for a good amount. Because here's the thing. If Aaron Judge's rookie card goes for like 1.2 million, his 60-second home run ball, the record-breaking AL home run ball. Oh. I don't even think like it's worth 2 million now. But man, it's gonna be 10. It's gonna be 10 mil. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sitting on that ball for a long time. Thoughts on the state of AEW? It's kind of stagnant right now. It's AEW. It's wrestling. It's football season. People don't care about wrestling that much. But the thing with AEW is that, you got to keep in mind, Tony Khan, he wears many hats. One of those hats is working for the Jaguars. He's focusing on the Jaguar season 2. So now he's focused on the Jaguars. I think Fulham is in season, yada, yada, yada. Here's the thing. Focusing on way too many stuff. You can only wear so many hats. And Tony Khan, he might be burning himself out. That's how the booking feels to me. It feels burnt out. Doesn't feel as fluid as usual. Are you ready for the MLB postseason? And my World Series winner is the Dodgers, Weston. Surely this AJ and Judgment Day shit is leading to Good Brothers coming back. Oh, God. Yeah, I swear to God, if the Good Brothers come back, I don't know. Triple H is doing something wrong if the Good Brothers come back. Do I listen to wrestler theme songs? Not driving my car. They're more like gym songs. When's the last wrestler theme song I listened to driving my car? Jeff Hardy's theme as a joke. Me and my friend were. But and stuff. But when it comes down to it, yeah, like mostly when I'm working out. Who among the 2020 and 21 releases would you like to see back in WWE? Dude, there were so many people released. I think a couple of them have come back. Yeah. I can't remember off the top of my Phil, there's so many people that were released, man. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm so sorry. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup? My pick is Argentina. And does Messi need to win a World Cup to be the GOAT? No, I don't think he needs to win a World Cup to be. I think he is a GOAT. Why does he need to win a World Cup to be a GOAT? That's ridiculous. My pick to win the World Cup. I don't know who's good. I haven't done any World Cup research. I'm just gonna choose Spain. I don't know. Can we Tony Khan on this Q&A, Chase? What's Tony Khan? What does that mean? What do you mean Tony Khan? What does that mean? Mick Foley stated German suplexes should be banned. How do you feel about that maneuver? I mean, it hurts, but it's a wrestling move. A lot of wrestlers don't really use it anymore. It's just Brock. And I think Hammerstone uses one. What if Jeff Jarrett was by Punk? Oh, dude, Jeff would have loved it, dude. Jeff would have been smiling ear to ear, and he would have been a shit disturber. He'd been like, "You're right, Punk. I feel that, Punk." And as Punk is like, "What? Why did I have to sit there and have an empty-headed dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page? What did I do?" He's like, "Yeah, what did you do, Punk?" Like Jeff Jarrett would be feeding shit to Punk. He'd be feeding that. He literally would be feeding CM Punk like, "Oh yeah, Punk, you right, Punk." I'll tell you what. When did wrestling get so scary though? If this was Russo's, he'd have a Punk on the next week after the scrum. When did wrestling get so scary? Wait, what? So what do you mean by that, CPZ? Sorry, I just don't get that. When did wrestling get so scary though? Well, keep in mind, he got into a fight with executives. I know everyone's like, well, they were other wrestlers, but they're technically executives. And there's a bunch of lawyers involved. And I'm pretty sure CM Punk cares about the bag. And I would not I would not fuck over my bag just to go talk shit on Vince Russo's podcast. Did you see Randy Orton's comments to Bobby Lashley physique saying his tits look real great right now? No, I did not. Would you ever deal with CM if you had to hire? Honestly, if I was a wrestling company, I had a bunch of money. Yeah, I would. The guy draw. What do you want me to say? No, no, I won't. No, I would. I just wouldn't deal with him when I have Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks on my roster. I would literally get CM Punk and say, CM Punk, who are some young guys you like? Sign those people, and that's it. You just have to surround CM Punk with people he likes, and then he's pretty cool. But yeah, I would deal with him. Why wouldn't you? That'd be like if you're a startup wrestling company or a young wrestling company with money and you can rival with what WWE does, if you can do that, you have to bring in a CM Punk if he's available. You'd be stupid not to be honest. If you could book any wrestling storylines with any companies, who would you book? Just Roman Reigns versus Kenny Omega, who's the greatest, something like that. And then Roman Reigns smashes him and stacks him. Will we ever see anyone on the level of Kurt Angle probably ever again? He was truly on a different level. No, it's there's wrestlers that are close. Like I think Rollins is kind of sometimes close to that level, but no, I tell people all the time, nothing touches TNA Kurt Angle. Like TNA Kurt Angle was a goat on a different level, like a goat on a different level. Like that dude was different. When we talk about that dog in the mean, that was Kurt Angle. How long would Hulk Hogan be Universal Champion if he were wrestling today in his prime? Oh, Hogan? Oh, dude, he probably be champion. Yeah, he'd probably be the first Universal Champion, still be Universal. You know when they first introduced that belt, Hogan would still be Universal Champion. That's how long it would be. Do you think, according to Raquel Gonzalez, that WWE should introduce a women's Intercontinental belt? No, it's such a weight. It's just a stat pad belt. Oh, here's another belt. No, I'm sorry that Raquel Gonzalez is in a division and a time that Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair all exist. Just get over. Do something that gets you over. You turning and showing off your back muscles, that doesn't get you over. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Like you doing your back muscle thing doesn't get you over. Like that's all I'm gonna say about that. But let me just go check here. Yeah, but yeah, do something else. Do something else, man. Have you ever went to school and realized you didn't put any deodorant? No, I always deodorize. When you live in California, man, it gets hot all the time, so you always put on deodorant. It's like the when I was like heading into middle school, when like it was like PE was actually like you get graded on. My dad bought me deodorant and said, "Make sure you put that on every single time." And I was like, "Okay." That's what I did. When you're a little kid, it didn't matter. But like once you turn into middle school, you got like the Axe spray, the Old Spice, and you're good to go. I heard Vince was interested in bringing back Gallows and Anderson, but after the obvious CEO change happened, communication stopped again. I just heard. Oh, might be back again. Who knows? Are you going to watch The Bump starring Biggie? I don't watch The Bump. I don't watch that. I'm sorry. I don't really care about extra wrestling stuff during football season. I have some odd feeling Brock is going to feud with Rollins next, and I don't know why. Yeah, that sounds like a fun Saudi match. Brock versus Rollins. Let me see. All right, I had to respond to that text. Sorry, guys. Things are things are important sometimes too. Also, Ash finally in the league when anyone hardly cares is when WWE booked Bray Wyatt to finally win the title. With no, he won the title in such a weird thing. I remember too. It was like someone texted me, "Oh, Bray Wyatt won the title at Elimination Chamber," and I was like, "What? They're not doing Cena versus Orton?" I was kind of pissed, to be honest. uh, are you afraid Triple H might make the main roster feel too much like NXT? Um, Not really. I'm afraid if he books like how he booked NXT, but I don't look if the talent can go, the talent can go. But I'm more concerned about the booking. Otis looks like a toad. He looks like a Ninja Turtles character for sure. Is it concerning that AEW is struggling to sell tickets? Not during the so for me is this when it comes to the fall time, I don't really get like too concerned with wrestling is not selling tickets because the reason being is during the fall time, there's a bunch of other activities. And so he's running a show in Jacksonville, Florida, Daly's place. And let's be real, Jaguars are actually doing good. Maybe people want to go to a Jaguars game instead of spending money for an AEW ticket, you know? So for me, it's a little like this is January, February, March. Yeah, let's talk. Summertime. Yeah, let's talk. During the fall, a lot of people's money gets tight during the fall. It's not just football. Holidays are coming up. People buying their Thanksgiving food. People buying Christmas gifts early, like myself. So, who was the worst boo boo? I don't want to do a job face. Sasha Banks or Thunder Rosa? Sasha. Thunder Rosa space is kind of like it's hard to tell if she's like doing the job or not, you know. But Sasha Banks, it was obvious. Remember when I was like the first person to say, "Oh man, she's losing" and stuff? People be like, "Oh no way!" Like I was like one of the first person to call her out on that. Well, not call her out, but mention that like, oh yeah, you know she's losing. People be like, "Stop it, Chase! It's not happening." And then more people started to side with me. They were like, "Oh yeah, Chase, you're right. She does have that we can't say it anymore, but she does have that boo boo face when she's gonna lose. Because when she was winning, had a dreamer, had a made it. When she was losing, she did not even do anything. She didn't even want to do the entrance. The worst though, it was that triple threat match. It was Sasha, Bayley, and Charlotte. Bayley's normally good at hiding it, but you could tell. Bayley came out first, the most half-assed. And then Sasha came out, didn't even move those hips for the entrance. She could not care. And Charlotte then came out. It was like, there. That was the most boo-boo face I've ever seen of all time, where you knew someone was losing, man. When Charlotte Flair returns, would you like to see her challenge Bianca Belair, knowing she's 3/4 of the Horsewomen defeat? Save that for Mania. We don't need Bianca Belair now. Save that for WrestleMania. That's a WrestleMania match. Save it. Austin Aries and Tessa Blanchard versus CM Punk and Sasha Banks. How would you see the booking meeting for this going? Oh, Punk already is not showing up. I'm going to be sitting there like, where's Punk? And no one's going to be able to reach him. Ace Steel's not there for me to ask where's Punk. And I'd be afraid to ask him. He might bite me. Who knows? Sasha is for sure, buddy with Tessa Blanchard. Like she probably doesn't know Tessa said what she said, or she knows and she's just being really nice. And then Austin Aries is probably scaring everyone backstage. Probably he sees someone with a mask on and he tries to take it off. He goes like, why are you wearing this? Being a freaking psychopath about it, man. Hey man, I've been lifting, man. I've been doing my thing, man. People go, Chase, how come you haven't been what's it called? Been showing and stuff? Man, I've been working out. I'm training to be a wrestler, guys. Come on. Y'all thought I gave up on that? No. It's a process. I tell people all the time, it's a process. I gotta get into the shape first. I gotta prevent the injury. Like if you guys don't know, I have a back injury. I've had this really, really bad back injury, and I'm doing PT for that. I gotta take care of my back first. I gotta make sure keep it, because here's the thing: to be a wrestler, you gotta bump on your back, and I don't want it where I can't bump on my back. So I'm working on my cardio. I'm doing my thing. You guys know me. Come on, man. I've been working out. Come on, don't play with me, man. Don't play with me. Oh, I'll take a stink face from Rikishi all day. Would you like to see Brock Lesnar make a return on the sole purpose to fight Lash? No, we've seen that, bro. What was your favorite TNA Kurt Angle moment? What did you think is the peak TNA moment? And what do you think was his best time in TNA and the worst? That was like too many Kurt Angle stuff. 2007 was peak TNA Kurt Angle. Not even close. He was on God mode. He was in his bag. Had all the belts. Greatest time. The most epic Perk moment of all time is Abyss is standing on outside the thing and Kurt Angle just does a somersault on Abyss. That is the most Perk Angle moment. All right. So we're going to go through the last questions here enough. So Michael Barden will have the last question. This is the last, what's it called? The last question. This is going to be the last question of the night. If you guys ask any questions after this Michael Barden question, I'm sorry, but that's it. I do got stuff I need to do and take care of, man. It's I go up early to get to the gym, man. Cleaning and baning. What are some Triple H booking weaknesses? He doesn't know how to book the tag teams worth shit. Triple H likes to focus on like, oh my God, can my dogs just shut up for one day? It's not that hard. Just shut up. You don't need to bark. But he likes to focus on like 4 people at once, and that's it. Like if you're a main eventer, Triple H will book you really well. But he does not know how to book champions well. So like he kind of got grandfathered Roman Reigns, So it's like kind of one of those scenes where it's like people would have bitched about Roman Reigns regardless. But when he finally makes a champion, it's like the chase is fun. But when the guy's a champion, they stink. They end up like not being interesting whatsoever. Oh, dude, Desmond Wolf, man, Nigel McGuinness, dude. It's such a shame that we never seen what's it called? We never saw him in his prime. Do you think Britt Baker is the most overused wrestler in the AEW's women's division? Yeah. If you went to jail and there were very tough big guys with you and they want you to know, would you rather let them do you or do them? If you refuse, they'll beat you up real good. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. I ain't getting my ass kicked because in jail, they'll kick your ass for real. So, fuck it. You gotta do what you gotta do. What gimmick would Otis have if Jim Cornette were booking? Oh, dude, he'd be a pie eater. Like Otis's gimmick would literally be a pie eater, and that like if he sees a pie, he becomes a monster. That would be Jim Cornette's gimmick for Otis, man. That would be Jim Cornette's gimmick. When do you see Charlotte Flair coming back? High key miss her. I miss her too, man. It's not the same, dude. I miss the theme song. I miss the entrance. I miss everything about Charlotte, to be honest. I see Charlotte coming back. Season premiere of Raw would be a good choice, but I also could see her coming back before like War Games as a surprise entrant. Oh, you thought you're getting Mercedes Verano? You're getting Charlotte Flair. Oh, God. Are you starting to get tired of seeing Ric Flair competing in the ring past his? He's still doing it? I went to his last match. What do you mean competing? What was your first tattoo and what age were you got it? My back tattoo and I was 18. Exactly. Getting jacked don't happen overnight. Exactly. I gotta take my time, man. You think Grayson Waller has been a main highlight of NXT this year? Replace that with Tony D'Angelo, and I'll say yes. Grayson Waller is nice, but not that nice. And the last question of the night, I'm going to come to all your shows and buy all your merch. I appreciate that, Michael. One t-shirt's good enough. If you guys buy one t-shirt, I'll be very happy. And if you guys send me a picture, if you guys wear a t-shirt, that'd be awesome. But that is it for today's Q&A. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate all the support. Leave a like. If you guys don't know, as Weston noticed, yes, I did change the name to Chilling with Chase, and that's just to keep it consistent with the Spotify feed that I'll be having. Make sure you guys follow the Spotify because I will be posting my Extreme Rules predictions on there and stuff. So I'll be posting my Extreme Rules predictions on there and a couple other things. So make sure you guys follow the Spotify feed. I'll also post like a community board here on YouTube to let you guys know when that goes live. But also follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68 for any updates and everything like that. But yeah, I'll see you guys for the next live stream. Tomorrow is the NFL live stream. So not live Q&A tomorrow. Me and Anthony are back because normally this would be the NFL live stream, but today I decided to do a Q&A. But anyways, I'll see you all next time. Remember, guys, just like our former Universal Champion Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. And yow. Oops, that's not the thing I need to do. I need to hit and broadcast. Look at my rookie moves.